Welcome to podcast where creativity meets insight. I'm your host Priya Thanki. Today we are thrilled to have Mr. Kedar Gaekwad, an accomplished director and cinematographer with over 2 decades of experience in the entertainment industry. Mr. Kedar has worked on a wide range of projects from feature films to commercials and has gained invaluable international experiences. Let's dive into the inspiring journey and learn more about its craft. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Let's jump right in. With your extensive background, can you tell us how you first got started in the film industry?
My journey started way back in 2001. I finished my graduation in 2000 and I wanted to get into film school. So I went to film school, Film Institute of India, FTII, in Pune. But unfortunately, they had the requirement of 10 plus 2 science. And they told me that I'm not eligible to appear for the entrance exam. But luckily, I had a senior who's a DOP, a famous renowned DOP, who accommodated me and allowed me to assist him. So I took the opportunity. I did one small crash course in Pune, and immediately after that, by end of 2001 or 2002 beginning, I started my journey in film industry. I started as an assistant cameraman, and the whole world was new to me, coming from advertising school and not having any formal education in films. It was very difficult for me to grab and grasp things. So initially, for first 2.5 years, I was running like a headless chicken, not knowing what to do, how to do, and what I am doing and what I'm getting into. But slowly and surely, I started learning things, understanding things, and that is how I picked up things on the field. So you can say that the practical experience has given me everything.
Thank you for your answer, sir. That was an incredible answer. So, my next question for you is you have worked on a range of projects over the years. Which of your experiences working in the film and television industries stand out the most?
You're talking about the most memorable
Yes,
film,
yes,
right?
sir.
See, there are quite a few. I like taking challenges. Every film that comes to me, I see to it that there is challenge. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous. In the creative field, that is what we look for.
Yes.
So each and every film. See, I started, like I said, I started my journey in 2001. I worked as an assistant cameraman for 7-8 years. And by end of 2008-9, I started my journey as a cameraman. So to start with, you get to shoot a lot of chroma shoots and chroma advertisings and all that stuff. Gradually, I started getting into films because that was my main interest. So after shooting 2-3 feature films as a cameraman, one of the producers offered me to make a film with him. And I thought he wants me to be a part of his film that he's producing as a cameraman, as a DOP. But to my surprise, he said, no, I want you to direct the film. That is how Online Midnight was born. So up till that point, my intention was to establish myself as a cameraman first and then get into direction gradually, if I get an opportunity. So at the age of 35, 36, as I was getting established in the industry as a cameraman, I was presented by this lovely opportunity to direct a film. And my thought process is, just because I'm getting a producer, I never wanted to make a film. I wanted to make a film which made sense to me, which made sense to the audience. And that is why I chose a subject like Online Midnight, who is a story of a boy, young boy, who is gadget and the internet and gadget freak, the addict. That film was based on a real incidents. The real incidents had happened in Pune of a boy who attacked his mother with a kitchen knife because mother cut the internet connection off because of the exams. So I found it very interesting and very relevant at that point, and I made a film. So I tasted that success, and I thereon decided that I will do only films which will push me as a technician, push my limits as a technician. Then came a film called Farzan, which I was a part of as a DOP. Farzan was a historical film about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his people. So after Bhalji Pendarkar made Chhatrapati Shivaji in black and white, there was a massive gap in between. Nobody in Marathi cinema had made a historical film, because historical film comes with a big challenges, costumes and sets and the budgets.
Yes.
Okay, so the challenge for me was how I can recreate this world and make it believable. I came to know before me, the director had met 2-3 established DOPs and they had turned down the film because they thought that it is just not possible to make this film happen in that particular given budget. But I again took it as a challenge and I delivered it. I got awards for it. And it is very rewarding. Even today, people talk about Farzand, and we were sort of pioneers of the historical films. Now, a lot of people are making historical films. So we brought back the trend, so to say, in 2016. So that came to me as a challenge. Then came Chopsticks for Netflix.
Yes.
So up till that point, Netflix had not produced a film on their own. They were acquiring films. You make the film and you give it to Netflix.
Yes.
That was the trend. But Chopsticks was the first film which was produced, first Indian film which was produced by Netflix in India. And I was fortunate enough again to be a part of that film as a DOP. Sachin Yadi, the director of that particular film, was a very, I dare say, friend, because he's a very friendly person, very senior to me, but very friendly person. I knew Sachin from Madhur Bhandarkar's Traffic Signal days, because Sachin Yadi was a writer of Traffic Signal and I was a focus puller. I was an assistant cameraman in Traffic Signal, which happened in 2005. So there was a massive gap between 2005 and when I received a call at the end of 2017 from his office that, they are making film. And I was not even aware that Sachin Yadi is the director. So when I came to know about Chopsticks and Sachin Yadi being director, I was very thrilled. Again, the challenges were immense because we were shooting in live locations in Mumbai, and it is very difficult to shoot in any live locations.
Yes.
People are fascinated by films and actors and technicians. So it was very difficult to shoot in Mumbai and on real locations. So that gave me immense pleasure. And then came Dharmavir. Obviously, Dharmavir was by far the biggest film which was made in Marathi. Again, a political drama, a biopic on a yesteryear politician. And again, a lot of challenges because, that particular politician was man of masses. He had done a lot of work for people, common people. So he was always surrounded by people. So in every film in Dharmavir, we have 40-50 artists in the frame, So it was a massive film for me to light up the sets. So that film also came up with different challenges. And now my upcoming film, which I have directed and done DOP for, which is called Match Fixing, that again is a political drama. Again came with a lot of challenges because we shot in Mumbai, Pune, Lucknow, Jammu Kashmir, London, Istanbul, and almost 138 artists who have, delivered the dialogues. So again, massive film for me to handle as director DOP. So I always choose and I always get excited when my limits are pushed. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So my next question for you is, how do you manage the two jobs of director and cinematographer when working on a film, as you have experience with both?
So for me, I am blessed that while working as a DOP, I grabbed and learned from all these esteemed directors. Even when I was an assistant cameraman, I worked with Madhur Bhandarkar, Pradeep Sarkar. There is another brilliant act film director and a film director called Bipin Nadkarni. There's an advertising director called Malan Rodrigues. All these guys are brilliant. Kunal Shivdasani. I have worked with a lot of director in various capacities, either as assistant cameraman and later on as a DOP.
Mm.
So while working with them, I learned from them. There is a lot of things to learn from each director. Each director has their own style and their way of storytelling. So I kept on learning from each one of them. What I liked from Malan, what I liked from Pradeep Sarkar, what I liked from Madhur Bhandarkar, what I liked from Bipin. So I kept on learning. And cinematography is my second skin, so to say, because cinematography comes to me naturally after working for 22 years. That becomes your second skin. So while working on the sets, when I'm directing, people suggested, a lot of my colleagues, my seniors, they suggested me not to get into cinematography when I'm directing, but I find it very easy because there is no communication gap
Yes.
in between director and DOP. And like they say, two swords cannot be fit into one
Well,
this thing. एक man में दो तलवार नहीं आ सकती. So
yes.
on set, I have some ideas. Another DOP who I might hire will have another ideas. And in given period of time, if you want to finish the project, then there might be clashes. And to avoid all those things, and another main reason is I am very passionate about my work. I'm very passionate about my cinematography skills. So I don't want to give up. So it becomes very easy on the films that I've directed. I have made sure that I've designed the sets in terms of lighting and designed the shots, but I avoid operating the camera because then, you're not able to focus on the actors.
Actors,
And
yes.
actor, as you are one of them, actor is a very greedy,
Yes.
community. They want all the attention from the
Yes.
director. They want to be pampered by the director. So if I'm operating the camera, that pampering, that attention will be less. I'll not be able to focus on the actors. So I prefer not operating when I am directing. So I have a very good team of people who operate and do the rest of the things. So that is how I operate, and I find it easy when I have control, in my hands, full control. I find it easy.
That was a great answer, sir. So my next question for you is, how important do you believe mentoring is for the growth of young filmmakers?
See, it is very important because not everybody gets to go to the film school.
Yes.
Okay. Um, what you guys are learning in Parul University is a basic foundation course.
Yes.
Okay. But to learn uh, advanced filmmaking, you might have to join the specialized courses, and that might not be possible for everybody. Like I couldn't go to FTI because I was not aware of the educational, uh, the needs, what was needful back then, and what is required out of me. So I missed out on the bus, and I decided to learn on the set in the field, and it became very, very important for me to have mentors and have big people around me, and I drawn the inspiration from them, like whoever I've worked with, whether it is a director, whether it is a cameraman. I'll give you a very small example. We were shooting on Yashraj film, Laga Chundri Mein Daag, and my back then my boss was Sushil Rajpal. He's a very renowned DOP, and we had a big team of assistant cameramen. We had about 6-7 people in our team, and I was pulling focus. I was a focus puller on that particular film, and we were shooting in Switzerland for the last schedule. And for the last shot of the film, my boss said, "You've done an amazing job, and you've come up so well. That last shot, you will be the DOP."
Okay.
Okay. And when Pradeep Sarkar usually director asks DOP
Yes.
whether you're ready, and he said, for this particular shot, this guy's the DOP. That small gesture boosted my confidence so much that, it inspired me that on such a big film, such a big DOP, such a big director, and Pradeep Sarkar is asking me whether I am ready. That took my confidence on another level.
Yeah.
So mentoring and having a good boss. I'll give you another example. When I started working on my own, you initial 2-3 years, you're not very sure whether you're doing things right way, wrong way. So whatever I used to do, I used to show it to my boss. And his way of explaining things was very motivational. He used to first tell me what he liked in the job. And then he used to come to tell me that what he did not like in that particular job that I've done. But not judging me or not using very harsh words. He used to say, see, this is what I feel. But you were there in those circumstances, so you know the best. You're the better judge of the things. But take care of these things. So see, when somebody discards you and somebody discourages you, you get demoralized. But when you have people around you who you can look up to, who you can guide, who can guide you, and who can give you motivation, it is very, very important for any person. And especially for a person like me who's not done film school, so learning things on job is very difficult.
Yeah. Thank you for your answer, sir. So my next question for you is, how do you prioritize the processes in your pre-production planning process for your projects?
It's very essential. Very, very essential. There is a very famous saying in the film industry that films are being made on the table.
Yeah.
First is pre-production table, the writing table, and planning table, and later on it is edit table. So shooting for me particularly is a process. Okay, is a formality. Process is a wrong word. Is a formality. It should be a formality. How you plan, how good you plan in the pre is going to determine your shooting process. If you plan well, I'm a firm believer. See, because I come from a regional film background. I have done a lot of Marathi films as well as Hindi films. What is lacking in today's Hindi cinema is the strong content.
Yes.
And that is what we like in OTT platforms. Smaller films, small content, regional films are giving you good satisfaction because of the strong content. So I strongly believe the base should be very strong of any film. So my focus first is to get on a good screenplay. Once you have that, then I plan thoroughly on table, okay, with pre-production. The costumes, the sets, the scheduling, actors, the location recce, everything has to be pre-planned and to the T. Only then your shooting will be very smooth. Because the recent experience tells me that, I started working on match fixing on 1st of October and we were on floor on 1st of Jan. Just in 3 months, writing and entire pre-production was done. So it was unbelievable. The task was daunting, but we managed it because of the experience and because of the amazing team that I had and the super planning. The planning has to be good and the shooting is smooth. Because we had to shoot in Mumbai, back-to-back Pune, back-to-back Lucknow, Jammu Kashmir, London and Istanbul. 6 locations which are very far from each other in a span of just 2 months. Just 2-3 day break, 2-3 days break, and then you're moving on to the next location. So it is very difficult unless you have planned well.
Yes.
Very important.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So my next question for you is, how do you manage your budget while shooting?
Oh, budget is a very tricky scenario. I feel every subject, every film deserves a certain kind of a budget. And I make sure that appropriate budget is given. Otherwise, I prefer not to get into that. But when you are given the particular budget which you desire, then it is a director's job to control it. Obviously, executive producers, everybody is there. But in terms of requirement, in terms of utilizing your resources, it is a director's responsibility. I feel it comes with the experience. So I know where to spend money, where to save money, where to compensate. थोड़ा सा कुछ थोड़ी सी जगह पे ज़्यादा जा रहा है तो where I can save the money. So that comes with the experience. And basically, I try to be a producer's director, so I don't spend extra.
So, sir, how was your experience with the actors and artists while shooting?
Excellent. See, because I'll tell you something. Artists will surrender to the director and DOP once they see they know their job. And because, you know, I have mastered the art of, you know, filmmaking, or I know what I want, basically. When I'm working as a DOP, when I'm working as a director, my visualization is very strong. I visualize my edit even before I shoot, or when I'm shooting, I visualize how this particular scene will look when it's edited,
Yes.
how my film will shape up when it's edited. I mean, not to the T, but I try to visualize. And by doing that, I know what I want, I know what I don't want because of my experience of 20 plus years, And uh, so once the actor sense, any actor, male actor, female actor, senses that my director knows his job, his or her job. Because actors' insecurity is I am surrendering myself
Yes.
to the director, but whether he or she knows his job or not. Once they see that the director is doing a job as per the rules and regulations and their expectations, then they sort of surrender, and then you make friends with them on the set, and working becomes very easy.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So, my next question for you is, how do you resolve creative disagreements when working in a group?
It's difficult. I follow one simple technique. Either you convince me or I will convince you.
Yes, for sure.
That's the best way possible. And one has to go with the director's conviction, because ultimately film happens, or any project happens with director's vision. So even when I'm working as a DOP, I suggest options if director is receiving the suggestions when I'm not, or I just let it go.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So, my next question for you is, which cutting edge filmmaking technology excite you the most? And how do you see them affecting this business?
A lot of people are talking about AI.
Yes.
AI is going to, or is affecting writers as of now. AI is affecting uh, graphic designers as of now. Rest, we will wait and watch what else AI is going to affect. But I firmly believe man behind the machine is the important one. No matter what technology you introduce, it will require man to give the inputs. Even, to get the appropriate answer, from AI, you have to feed the AI, right?
Yeah.
So that feeder is a human being. So if you know your job well, nobody can snatch your job, is what I feel.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So, my next question for you is, how has your background as a commercial artist influenced your visual style?
It has given me a cutting edge. When I came into the industry after doing commercial arts, commercial arts is all about colors and advertising and framing and graphic design. Although I did not know the nuances of filmmaking, what is access line, what is mid close up, this, that, camera angles, this, that. But I knew how to frame. I knew how to what is color palette. I knew the basics of the framing. I knew the design. I had the design sense ready because of my education. So it has helped me a lot. Although I consider myself entering in the film industry very raw, but these basic things I knew. So it helped me a lot.
Before we conclude, can you tell me how was your experience with Parul University and how was the student interaction with you?
Very enthusiastic people over here, and the reception was amazing. The welcome was very warm, and they looked after me very nicely. And it's a beautiful big campus, and has got massive capacity to create future filmmakers.
Yes.
So I definitely want to come back for a larger amount of time do the lighting sessions with the students.
Yes, yes.
I want to teach the technique of chroma or access lines and, little smaller details of cinematography or filmmaking to say. Like, I would like to come here for a week or 10 days and take a bigger workshop. Like, sit with the students for
Yes, yes.
first 3-4 days, give them the exercise, teach them, and then let them do the film on their own, and then see the result at the end of that 10-day long session. So that will help students a lot. That is how I think you have the capacity. Parul University has the
Yes.
capacity, but they need to expand in filmmaking particularly.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for joining us for this enlightening conversation with Mr. Kedar Gaekwad. It's been fantastic to hear about this journey through the world of filmmaking. We hope you gained some valuable insight into this art of storytelling, collaboration in cinema. See you again for more inspiring stories from industry leaders. Until next time, keep pursuing boundaries of your creativity.